Good afternoon, Boomi fans, and welcome back to sweltering Dallas, Texas. We're here midway through day 2 of our coverage at Boomi World 2025. My name is Savannah Peterson. Very delighted to be joined by these two fabulous women for this power-packed discussion. Anna and Nicole, thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it, and great to have you back on the desk. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
We had so much fun last year. Talk to me a little bit about what's happened since we last caught up.
Oh my gosh, so much has happened.
The whole world has changed, it
There's
feels
this
like.
thing called AI.
Okay, that's 400 times we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Well, I was joking because last year when we chatted, I think the first conversation we ever had about agents was with Boomi last year on the show. And in an interview I did with Michael Bachman last year, we were calling them AI chatbots, which is wildly cringe to think about now, right?
I know, we were so young.
I know, I feel like, oh my God, that feels so
naive.
I know, exactly, so naive. Yeah, so catch us up, man.
So we were the first in our space to go really after AI, and we were calling them agents pretty early on.
You coined the term, I believe Steve coined the term agent.
He coined the term, he was the first.
I found this out yesterday.
Yeah, we actually did some research to see who said it first. It was Steve, so he was talking about it, and he's really such a dynamic leader, and that he is he's manifesting the future right there at Boomi.
Totally.
So what we were doing is we had Boomi AI out there, we had built the first agents, and now we've just really accelerated that innovation cycle. So we are about to launch AgentStudio, and this is AI AgentStudio will help you build agents within the Boomi platform, as well as apply governance to them.
Which is critical.
In the control tower. So yeah, it's absolutely critical, and I think when we think about responsible AI, there's transparency, observability, and the ability to control what you have out there before it runs amok. And that is what we're offering. So that ability to build now so that you can go into a safer tomorrow.
I love that. Great tagline.
I was hearing, with Steve, and I kind of think back to where our journey started. So I've been covering Boomi for 2 years now. And October, right before reInvent last year, Steve went in and met with Swami and Matt Garman and the team at AWS, our leadership, and talked about this journey and his vision. And literally, before he was even back home, we were getting notes from Swami saying, we need to do this. Even though reInvent's next month, we're going to dedicate time, bring him out in October. And so Ed and all of their leadership, engineering, our leadership, product team all got together, and we were like, we're going to make this successful, because we talk about the pace of innovation. We innovate massively. I mean, that's what AWS does.
It's never been faster.
No, but we can't keep up with all the features and functions and the ease of the UI capability, and that's what Boomi brings to the table, and we have mutual customers in the tens of thousands, and so it was really like the perfect synergy of his vision, his ability to move fast, his commitment to move fast, and our recognition of need, because all our customers are telling us, we need to make sure that this agent sprawl doesn't go crazy. So it's really exciting to get to partner with you guys.
That is really exciting. I just felt it when you were sharing that story. I mean, to have that level of executive cognition and synergy and that level and that speed, I mean, the velocity right now is nuts. I mean, that's why it's so funny. Most of the time, our conversations don't sound quite as antiquated 1 year later as they do now. When I review the footage, I'm like, what, we were talking about? Like, whoo, we have come a long way. It must make you feel nice to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything Nicole said, I think partnerships are going to be so critical in a time when it's a disruptive time. This is a disruptive AI innovation, or AI revolution. So what's happening is all of these different technology transformations are happening at the same time. So you must have partnerships and collaboration, and it's wonderful that we have leadership that can connect so well. But what happens after that first meeting is really important. It's the execution of that. So bringing the teams together, the collaboration we've seen has been really critical, and to being able to deliver to our customers a better service, a better ability to embrace AI themselves. So we think right now, unless you're embracing AI yourself, you can't really help the customers as much. So we've embedded it into absolutely everything we do at Boomi, and AWS I know does as well. So this is why it's so important and so good. And Boomi's always executed. We've been in the Magic Quadrant longer than any other iPaaS provider, and we're there.
The iPaaS OGs is how I refer to you.
Right.
Yeah.
And we always come out story on that earlier today.
We always come out highest in execution. That's important in a time like this when you need that trusted partner.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean, and a best in breed trusted partner. That trust is it's so critical right now. Nicole, talk to me a little bit, you mentioned you've been working together for a couple of years. Talk to me a little bit about the partnership and why this is so valuable for y'all.
Absolutely, and I will tell you, I mean, I've been at AWS 7 years, and I've worked exclusively in the ISV territory, and I have never had such dynamic relationships between CEO to CEO and executive to executive, to where this almost like a mandate to make this successful was at both levels of leadership, and what that resulted in is more than 10 days of product leaders from AWS Bedrock team, product leaders from the Boomi team, being in a room together in Palo Alto, at least 8 of those times, a few times in Seattle.
I bet those are exciting meetings.
They were, and it was amazing. I mean, there were times, I have pictures where we were like whiteboarding out different things and thinking about different points of view, and that's what really Boomi brings to the table, right? They have 20 years of experience on integrations and data, and they talk to these customers about different things necessarily than I'm talking about or our leadership's talking about, and their point of view, we tend to be siloed groups that are working on siloed projects, right? We're building blocks, and they're really thinking about it differently, and our team just ate that up and loved it. And I saw a lot of moments where you had the little, thinking about the little dot, dot, dot and cloud over the head, thinking about something. There were a lot of moments like that. It was really, for me, having been in AI since 2012, not Gen AI, right, but AI, it was probably the most exciting year of my professional career, at least.
What a cool thing to be able to say.
It's true, I love it.
I really do, I'm with you. I'm so grateful, I'm sure Anna is too, to be in technology in this moment.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so exciting and so many different ways to apply and, to your point, drink your own champagne when it comes to agentic. And talk to me a little bit about how these agents are transforming business and software and everything since you're deploying them, and since really, you're the first out the gate with this entire offering.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things where, when you're in technology at the dinner party and people ask you what you do, you're like,
right.
I'm in IT, and the conversation stops. But now what's happening is we are introducing this highly technical thing that is changing people's personal lives. So it's a challenge to technology providers to meet the human. And this is how agents are going to really change everything that we do across every arm of your business. So I was talking in the keynote about how we at Boomi have embraced AI across every single business function, and we're seeing really great things coming out of it. Because we're using our own technology, we're able to then understand how a customer is going to use it. So this is bringing the human closer to the tech, and this is what agents have the capability of doing. And that's why with AgentStudio, we're already there, the critical intersections between how businesses interconnect their data stores, et cetera. So we're in the perfect place to say, okay, use that data in a more powerful way now through agents.
Yeah, and that, you said something there that reminded me, Boomi is a Gen AI competency partner, which is a very elite competency right now, because the only way that you can get that competency is to have multiple references, public and private. And, so it's hard to get, right? Because not many people are taking it to production yet. And that is what excites me, right? Is that they're getting that capability out to the customer in production, bringing value, but they're also users of the Gen AI, their own that they've built, like ChatB, this marketing offering that they built that is just blowing me away. We're going to demo it. I'm forcing them to demo it to my marketing team. But the thing that really also excites me is, when you're talking about this, they also use Q Developer and our public reference for us. And when I talk to Sean Wechter, the CIO, or Thomas Benjamin, the SVP of Engineering, they're talking about how much time they've saved. And I think, if you didn't save all those hundreds and thousands of hours over a period of time, would you be able to put your time into building the most innovative technologies, or would you still be just trying to figure out a code for some small feature? And that's what's really exciting, because they're living it, eating it, breathing it, and then building it. So it's really cool.
No, it is really cool. I'm curious, actually, since you've been in AI for a while, we've been talking about it for a few years now, and what do you both personally hope AI does for you outside of work, as your weekend version of yourself? And I'll start with you.
Okay, so I'm the worst logistical person on the planet. I am so bad at managing my own travel, all of those things. I am that person. I show up with my passport, and my friends or my husband tells me where to go, what's happening. I would love an actual, I know they've probably had versions of these out there, but they don't always work that well, an AI virtual assistant that will take care of all of those things. And you must leave the bar now and go to the gate.
I need that one too, Anna.
Right,
let me just say,
like
do my expense report, tell me when to be places. No, I'm so here for that. What about you, Nicole?
Yeah, so I have two things I would love to do that. One is F1, I'm a big F1 fan. So I would love for it to help me pick a better F1 fantasy team, so I don't look like I don't know what I'm talking about. But no, in reality, for me, I'm a gardener. And I have, back in college, I worked in a flower shop. My mom's always a gardener. I grew up in the country. And so I have these apps where I can go and point my phone at a certain plant that I see somewhere, and it will pull it up and it'll say, oh yeah, that you'll never be able to grow that with your skill. And so there's some really cool plant apps out there that help me make my garden look better and like kind of help me design the next little bed I'm building. So I'd like it in the gardening side, in the plant side.
I love that. I think that's a really good example. One of our guests yesterday used it to design his entire backyard. Landscaping, whole thing, used ChatGPT to do it.
Do you know what app they use? No, I'm just kidding. I'll figure it out.
No, he used ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he used ChatGPT and just uploaded photos of the yard and talked about some of the things he wanted, blend of native plants and some other stuff. And
you mentioned ChatGPT, and I think why now, right, is a question I think about a lot. And when I was in it in 2012, two main reasons I don't think we were as successful. The natural language generation capability and the summarization from a technology point of view, but then also from an adoption, it was B2B only conversations. When ChatGPT came out, it became in the hand of everybody with an iPhone or everybody with a way to get to the internet, and all of a sudden now the demand for that best experience became at a much more holistic point of view and from everybody. And so I think the demand was, by going business to consumer, really drove this intense.
It's a killer app, right?
Yeah.
And it
still
flips
is.
It flipped the stage. So IT was born out of a need to take advantage of really high tech things to make our lives easier, better, whatever. I mean, we never really got the time it promised, but anyway, now we
just fill it with other stuff.
Right, but now we're getting the promise of that time, right? And we flipped it so that IT is working for the human now. So we don't need to try and make it easier for the human to understand the technical bits about the machine. Now the machine has to understand the human. And who better to teach it than the humans? And that's why when you have that ability to put it in the hands of everybody, your dinner party conversations are different and interesting.
Nerds are cool right now. I'm just saying, we're having a moment. We're really having a moment.
We were driving down the road the other day. My 23-year-old son had a question about like 700 BC, and he just asked the question to ChatGPT, and he learned all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I still have my encyclopedias from high school. Britannicas.
We had to check them out from the library. All right, I have one final question for you both. When we're hanging out at Boomi World 2026, what do you hope to be able to say then that you can't yet say today?
So I'll tell you what I would love to hear. I think Steve talked about this last year at Boomi World, his vision of just having another data source in your environment and not having to build the map to integrate it and the recipes that are so beautiful to Boomi to be able to do it easily today, but just have that automation and instant connection to the data and trust in the data, right? Raul and our VP was here yesterday talking with Steve, and I think one of the conversational sentences that what came out of it was innovation happens at the pace of trust. And if we can work with someone like Boomi who has that capability to bring it all together, and you can trust those processes to become automated, that to me I think is what we are looking at for maybe even next year.
I love that.
I love that, but for me, I think right now we're talking about building agents that are robust and modular, because what I think we'll be talking about next year is a lot of multi-agent model systems, like MAS, multi-agent systems, and the communication.
So it does make your whole itinerary, and it books all your reservations, and it makes your trip.
Exactly,
I love it.
That's exactly it. So what we're thinking about is like if you are able to plug these agents in, and then have a central, like one agent, different models, different patterns, but potentially hierarchical ones that can have a supervisor agent that can then decide which agents to call, like MCP can help the the large language
your middle
model
manager.
Now you can be able to construct, like Lego, construct some really cool agentic systems that will introduce Really fantastic innovation. And this is using generative AI in a really cool way, so having novel approaches to solve problems.
Yeah.
Because then it sends us into the world where you can build potentially more autonomy in that system.
Yeah, I love that
which would be
too.
totally awesome. And I think it's achievable.
I agree. I can't wait till next year when I get the email from y'all saying to book my stuff and it's already been done. You know, the agents have gone out and done it. They know my preferences. They know my Bonvoy number. They've got it. It's all, you know, it's all sorted.
I love
Nicole
that.
and Ann, thank you so much for being here. This has been really great. Such a wonderful chat this morning.
Thanks so much. I really enjoyed
talking to you.
I know, likewise. I was so delighted when I saw you walking up. And now you're going to be a new fan favorite as well.
Yes, well, I'm going to be a fan favorite of yours as well. I always have been a fan, so.
Lots of love here on theCUBE today. I hope you're feeling the love wherever you might be. We're here in Dallas, Texas at Boomi World 2025. My name's Savannah Peterson. You're watching theCUBE, the leading source for enterprise tech news.